Aloha and welcome to this practice WOD where we're going to deploy Surferpedia to CloudBees. With any luck, this is going to be pretty trivial. Let's see. What you got to do is first go to Click Start. This comes up. You're going to select Play Framework. And I'm actually going to start the timer going just so we get a sense for how long this takes. So now we're going to type in Surferpedia as the name of our app, and we'll say Create App. And this hopefully will take less than 30 seconds. Let's see what happens. It can take longer. All depends upon the load. If it takes too long, I'm going to edit out the wait from the screencast. Okay, not too bad. That was about 20 seconds. But what you can see here is not completely done yet because we're still building the system. So it's deployed the repository, the management URL, the database, but it's still going to build and deploy the actual running application. So right now it's essentially started a play job, okay, and now you can see that we've actually finished. So the build using Jenkins, this is something we'll get to later in the semester, continuous integration and build systems and so forth. But basically we've just run the commands to build the system, and now we should be able to look at it. So we press Open Application, and we get this little bit more. This is good stuff, just ignore it. I'm going to show you something else. But the good news is we have this running application. Now it provides these parameters, which I find kind of irritating, and so I'm going to delete them. And I'm going to delete them and then press Return, just so you can see that in fact this is the URL that actually works. Okay. Only one problem: we don't have Surferpedia. We got this crazy hello world, not this crazy hello world, but a basic hello world application. So what we're going to do now is we're going to replace that application that's running at for the Surferpedia with, we're going to replace the hello world application that's running on CloudBees with our actual Surferpedia application. That's pretty easy to do too. If you go to the directory where your Surferpedia stuff is and type play dist, what's going to happen is Play is going to build a kind of deployable version of the application, and that's in this target universal directory. And then you have to type this magic command, which is bees app:/deploy -a, and then you're going to use your account name. Now you see, if you look up in the URL, you can see my account is Philip M. Johnson, and the name of the application that I've created is called Surferpedia. So I'm going to say Philip M. Johnson /Surferpedia, and then I'm going to say -t play2, and that's to indicate that this is a play2 application. That's some kind of CloudBees things. And then I'm going to give it the path to the dist file. So I'm going to say target/universal/Surferpedia 1.0 snapshot.zip, and that's you can see that's just the same as what we had here. Then I'm going to type return. Okay, and it's going to say it's going to now deploy that snapshot to CloudBees. It uploads it. It's now trying to deploy it, and hopefully this will succeed. I tried it once this morning and it failed, and after fiddling around a while I tried it a second time and it worked. So there may be a little bit of transient flakiness here. I don't know to what extent it's just me or it's just this morning. Okay, it worked fine. So this is the way it's worked for me actually, for the past several months without a problem until this morning when I tried it, it didn't work. So now what you can see is we've now got this URL which is identical to this URL up here. Okay, and if we now type return up here to refresh, we almost get it. Let's do a refresh one more time. Okay, and there's our application. Again, there's some kind of caching issue which gets in the way of seeing it correctly the first time, and I don't quite understand that. But anyway, now at surferpedia.philipmjohnson.cloudbees.net, we have our running application. And that took us just about 5 minutes to do. So, and you can, click around and notice that oh, that's just crazy. That is so interesting. I've never had that happen to me before. Let's try redeploying it. I'm really quite amazed that happened, but let's see. Let's see if we can figure out how to fix that. Okay, so now I'm getting this error that I got earlier this morning. So what I'm going to do is try it once again. And I think I'm going to talk to the Play people. I'm sorry, to the CloudBees people about this, because this is not the appropriate behavior. Okay, see, now it works okay. And if we now go back to here and reload, okay, now everything works fine. And let's do males. We get Eddie. Females, we get Pauline, Groms, Tyler. So there's something a little funny going on with CloudBees at the moment, and I wish it was a little more stable, but I'm glad that I'm running into it. So if you have these kinds of problems, at least now you've got a sense for what you can do. Try to redeploy, and I will work on this with the folks at CloudBees and try to get an answer for why this is happening. Okay, so let's just go click again. Everything's okay. Go back to the home page and refresh. Everything's fine. So I really don't understand why that was a difficulty before. But here we are. With minor hiccups, we now have Surferpedia running on the web.